Hi, this is Martin Pittella, health coach at Life Enthusiast. Let me tell you why you should know about this product.
One of the things that I think makes us unique at Dose of Nature is we don't just take the basic 17 or 22% CBD paste. We actually go through an optimized CO2 extraction process. We take it to about a 40% concentration, and there we take it through a dewaxing process where we're able to pull out the waxes, some of the non-bioavailable resins, so that we end up with starting a 65 to 75% paste or an oil. It's gorgeous in what it does. With that as our starting point, without the waxes and resins, are what we call the RedStrap oil. And RedStrap we call it because it looks like a lot like blackstrap molasses. So we're calling it RedStrap. It's red. It's gorgeous. We are able to dissolve that in concentrations and dissolve it in these fixed oil bases, so that the particles, the dissolved cannabinoids, are actually, we measure them through a backscatter spectrometer if it matters, but we can get the dissolved particle size down to around 2 to 3 nanometers, which makes it immediately bioavailable as it passes through the system, so it can be used at the cellular level. And that's one of the things we're proudest about. It tastes good, it's gorgeous, it's clear, there's no floating particles, and it becomes very easy for people to take. Yeah, it's up to the individual. So coconut oil is by far my favorite. It's very light on the tongue. It rolls off so nicely. The only problem with it is we use 100% pure organic cold pressed olive oil, and so it is solid at room temperature. And so some people love the flavor, but it's a little bit of a hassle because you actually have to melt it each time you take it. Apricot oil is a favorite for some of our cancer patients in terms of it's an apricot kernel oil. Olive oil is something that for people that like it, you could mix it with balsamic vinegar and put it on a salad. It's a delicious product. The hemp seed oil is good for people with a lot of mental or brain issues, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, a brain cancer, something like that. Because of the omega-3 and the omega-6 that are natural in the hemp seed oil, it's very good for any kind of anxiety, anything to do with the brain, but it's by far the strongest flavor, and just some people find it a little bit strong for them. And so we just tried to provide a couple of oils that we felt would sort of meet different people's needs. The sweet CBD was formed where we decided that the oils, especially sick patients, autistic children, cancer patients who've been through chemotherapy, epileptic children, they have a hard time digesting oils. They just don't have the GI support, the enzymes to absorb oils well in the stomach. And so one of the things that we've done is we decided we take the 60, 70% CBD oil, and we actually go through a multiplex bonding process that embeds it in glycerin, 100% pure vegetable glycerin, so that it's water soluble. And so people that object to the flavor, it's easy. We call it sweet, not because we add any sweeteners, but just the whole nature of glycerin. It's this silky, smooth, sweet tasting thing. There's no glycemic impact on the body, but it's delicious, and it can be dissolved in juices. You could add flavors to it, and so it makes it very easy for children to take. One of the other nice things about having it be embedded in glycerin is that glycerin is similar to alcohol in structure, and it's absorbed very quickly out of the stomach. And so with the sweet CBD, people that take it, you just drop it on your tongue or put it in juice, you'll find it start to take effect within 3 to 5 minutes. It takes effect much quicker than the oil products. And so just the quickness to impact, the sooner you can feel it, the better. And having it be water soluble is a huge benefit to a lot of people. And so this nano CBD shooter has both 1 dose of sweet CBD and then 2 ounces of the nano. And this is something that, as we met with different doctors and different people doing research, for example, in schizophrenia or anxiety, one of the issues is the slow uptake of oils. That someone who has anxiety, they need something before they go to bed. you can't just take an oil and wait 2 hours for it to be absorbed and to take effect. And so there's just sometimes when, before you leave the house, before you take your autistic son and you're going out to dinner and you need him to be calm, it's not something you can always pre-dose. And so with the shooter, with the sweet, the macro, and the nano, it's something that you can take, and people by and large you'll feel the effect literally within a minute or two, a calming, a warm feeling. People sit back in their chair. It's not a sleepy feeling, but it's a very powerful immediate impact for the CBD, which is very useful for a lot of people. And so it's just the shooter, which is I think our favorite product, that's one where it's just a premix of the macro particle plus the nano. So the nano shooters are pre-dosed at 2 ounces per bottle, and that really is a daily serving. Some people might take an ounce in the morning, an ounce in the afternoon. Some people might only take them before they go out for an event or something, if it's anxiety driven, if it's depression or something that they're dealing with. You can take it as needed. People that take it prophylactically, that want to take it every day, would normally just take the 2 ounces in the morning. But some people, depending on the dosing, even 2 ounces could be a lot, and so some people will take an ounce a day and find great effect with even smaller doses. So where the industry, when you talk about the CBD dosing that's common in the literature, where they're recommending people take 200 milligrams a day or 400 milligrams a day in these mega doses, what we found is with increased bioavailability, I mean, we get down to 8, 16 milligrams. We're 1/10 or less of what these doses are. Partly because we get better bioavailability out of the stomach, and it's much more effective in the body. One of the issues we do face a lot is when we talk about the word nano, it tends to freak a lot of people out. There's something about, they feel that nano is unnatural, and in some case it is. If you're nanosizing aluminum and putting it in cosmetic, if you're nanosizing carbon tubules, there are some things that I would not put in my body that are nanosized. But in reality, what we also try to do is educate people that nano is natural. Our bodies go through a nanosizing process itself. We chew things, we use saliva, we digest it in the stomach, we have enzymes in the intestines. They have to break things down to get them into the blood. And then in the blood, they're also metabolized in the liver and different organs, because at a cellular level, just because it's in the bloodstream does not mean it's going to be bioavailable at the cell. If the particle size is wrong, the liver and kidneys will just filter it out, and as fast as you could take, say, a vitamin supplement, your urine's going to turn yellow, and you're going to start filtering out the vitamin supplements as fast as you can take them. And so one of the things is when we take vitamin C, for example, we don't just measure serum vitamin C. We'll look at serum vitamin C, but I don't want vitamin C in the blood serum. I want vitamin C in the cells. And so instead of going to macro doses and these huge doses of intravenous vitamin, IV vitamin C that people take, for example, we can get a very similar effect in terms of low dose oral consumption that's 100% bioavailable at the cellular level, and it's a natural process. It's a process that your body goes through anyway to nanosize things so they're available in the cell. More isn't better. If it's nanosized and bioavailable, then actually you don't need, less is better. You don't need to take mega doses that just waste it. One of the issues is, again, CBD is expensive. It costs more than the price of gold per gram. But one of the issues is that these cancer patients, epileptic patients, mothers with autistic children, resources aren't endless. And so the idea is, from our side at Dose of Nature, it's our commitment that if we can get dosing down, use technology to amplify its effect, we can bring the price down, the cost down, that makes a lot more sense to some of these patients who are struggling financially. And so that's sort of our goal, is to not just sell them more, but to sell them smart, smaller dosing that actually makes a difference.
Thank you very much for watching this brief video. There's a lot more information about the product right here, but actually you need to click on the links right up there for additional information and additional reading that's going to explain to you in great depth and detail what you may want to know.